Hey everybody, this is Jared again, and I'm here in the messy office, so forgive that please. Anyways, I want to talk about insurance if you're going to drive for Uber Eats. Now, I'm not talking about Uber, I just want to talk about Uber Eats because that's what I'm doing. So, I think it would be similar if you're just doing Uber, with passengers, but well, frankly, you can't hold me to any of this. I'm not a professional. I'm just giving you some knowledge and opinion, and you can't sue me because I just said that. If you're watching this video, you agree that I'm not responsible for anything you do. Anyways, I want to talk about insurance. I think it is something you should be aware of. But before I do that, here's my commercial. Please click my wife's link, which is below, and check it out. She's a Sensi consultant. I am the webmaster for her website. And if you want to just please click it and go there for 1 minute. That helps Google rank me higher. And if you click a couple links or one link at minimum, that's even better. But stay there for at least a minute if you don't do that. It actually hurts me if you just go there for a couple seconds and leave. Google will penalize me somehow. If you want to buy something, that's wonderful too. But I'd appreciate it if you just go to the website for a minute. Okay, then the second commercial, if you are not an Uber driver or Uber Eats and you want to join, I'll put my link there too. If you don't have anybody else you're already doing that with, I think I get $10 if you do 100 trips in your first 90 days. So that's cool if you want to do that. Okay, so let's talk about insurance. Let me mention this, explain a couple things. It's actually decent. Uber does insure you. A lot of insurance agents I've experienced, they'll say anything. They don't always know what they're talking about. If you're not using Uber, if you are offline, well, you're not using Uber. Your personal insurance will, that's your coverage. If you just start the app and start looking for a ride, then you're covered with these limits. 50,000 in bodily injury, 100,000 per accident. That means if like 10 people are injured, that's the max. 100,000 will cover. That's pretty good. And then 25,000 for property damage. That's not your car. That's the other people's car. And that's okay. It's better than the state minimum in Arizona. I personally have higher limits, but I'll talk about that in a minute. And then once you have accepted a job, you have $1 million liability. And then I'm not really clear on this. I think their limits on this will be whatever your limits are for your policy, because it says contingent. I don't know. I think if you scroll down, it does explain what contingent is. It doesn't say it matches your limits, but I think it does. So if you have very low limits, I think they'll cover you with very low limits. I am going to recommend something. I'm going to recommend you call your insurance agent, or if it's Progressive or Geico, just call the toll-free number and see what they think about you doing Uber Eats. Because I have heard from my former insurance agent that company might not. They don't even want to insure anybody who's doing this. So obviously, I'm changing insurance now. It's just risk. They just don't want it. I'm not taking it personal. It's just, and I hope they don't take it personal that I'm switching. But they don't want certain kinds of risk, because if you're doing this, you're driving more, you're on the road more. That's why a lot of times when you buy auto insurance, they ask you, what are you using the car for? To commute, for pleasure, whatever. If you're doing food delivery, you're driving more. You're just a different kind of risk. And if they don't want to cover it, fine. They say that they might even deny a claim, even if you were just driving your kids to school. Because I'll give you a little secret. A lot of people lie when they have accidents, and they lie to their insurance companies, and insurance companies know it, and so they'll investigate and whatnot. I really doubt they'd deny a claim if you were actually driving your kids to school, because they can get sued. I don't think they'll deny that claim. But if you're doing Uber Eats and you don't have an Uber Eats endorsement or coverage, whatever they call it, that allows you to do that, they could deny a claim. I still question whether they would. I don't want to find out though. So I went with Allstate, who's given me an endorsement for doing this. Now, if you're going to shop for it, some companies will do Uber or Lyft if you're delivering passengers, but they won't do Uber Eats. So make sure you're very clear with the agent as you shop. A lot of agents aren't even that familiar with it because I've been shopping recently and I noticed that they just don't understand. It's a relatively new thing and they don't know what their company offers yet. So, anyways, my recommendation, which I did and I'm doing, is to get a company that'll give you the whatever they call it, hire, vehicle for hire, ride share. I've seen a couple different names, but make sure they let you do the food delivery, Uber Eats or Doordash or whatever. I think if they take Uber Eats, they'll take Doordash or Grubhub or whatever you're doing. I'm just doing Uber Eats right now. I actually tried Doordash. Maybe I'll make another video about that. I can't ever get any Doordashes at all with it, so I'm just doing Uber Eats currently. Anyways, same thing, same type of insurance. Check it out. Talk to your agent. I recommend you always be truthful with them because if you have a claim, they're not going to just take your word for it necessarily. They're going to do an investigation. Now, that may just mean they ask you a few questions. They're going to make sure that they should be covering whatever claim you're filing. I recommend you be truthful with the agent. Tell them what you're doing. Make sure you get that. All right, that's it. Check out my wife's website, please. Like, subscribe, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. You guys know the drill. You've seen other YouTube videos. I would really appreciate it if you subscribe and like the video. And most of all, I'd appreciate it if you go to my wife's website. All right, thanks for watching. Check out my other videos. I've got some more Uber stuff and then a bunch of other kinds of stuff. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you.